Hey, this is the first video in a series I'll finally be able to actually do after over a year of content creation called Update Overview. Basically, anytime there's a moderately larger update, I'll put together an overview of it. So, the tower update. What was added, what was changed, and what was removed? Well, on Quest, climbing, the tower itself, and the path to the tower were all added. These are notably different from how they previously were on PC, which we'll get to those differences in a minute. On PC, on the other hand, climbing was changed significantly, and the climbing tower was somewhat redone, with major changes hitting the first level. The whole path to the tower was also redone, with major changes hitting the mini forest and the Terabata donut. Now, let's go over each individual feature and area, following the order you'll interact with them in. First is the path to the tower. Most of this is true to the original PC version, with rocks and Terabatas aplenty. But Goteras, Spriggles, and Worms have also been added to sections that otherwise would just mirror their old PC versions. There were also a few texture changes here. Also, new loot spots, and diggables were added. Then we come to the mini forest and the Terabata donut. The mini forest has been completely gutted and replaced with a handcrafted area designed around rewarding climbing skills and exploration ability. There are a large number of enemies found in the area, including copper and stone Terabatas, regular worms, and oak Goteras. Most of these enemy groups are accompanied by a chest and some mineable or cuttable resources. Additionally, 100 oak wood is required to construct the bridge at the end of the zone, which allows you to continue towards the tower. Next, you'll reach the Terabata donut. While the terrain itself hasn't had too many extreme changes, a large number of new things have been added. Firstly, the entire lower section is packed completely full of ores, coal, Terabatas, and the structures that previously were only found in the mines. Then, the upper section has received some moderate reworks, with rocks and trees being added to it to change the shape, and what used to be just some mundane stone Terabatas have been completely replaced with nearly a horde of iron Terabatas. This area is extremely dangerous for low health and badly equipped players, so unless you have a large party of people, tread carefully here. Second is the tower itself. The first section has been completely redone, having you start out by entering through a hole punched in the side of the tower and climbing up to a T-junction. Two of the ways from there are blocked off, so your only option is to leave via the last one, taking you to the climbing unlock room. Place your hand on the pedestal, and you'll be able to climb once you exit the tower. Any further progression into the tower will significantly increase your maximum hand stamina, and will make you more skilled at climbing by having completed it. Sections beyond this are mostly unchanged from their PC versions, though, albeit with updated textures. Teleporters that allow you to instantaneously be transported from the bottom of the tower to the top or wherever you last were have been added to every checkpoint, and they are infinitely more seamless than any other form of teleport in the game. No loading screen, no transport time, just instant teleportation. These make leaving the tower midway much easier, and returning to it without losing all your progress finally an option. Last is the climbing ability itself. For returning PC players, you may notice that it feels somewhat different to before. We'll get into these changes in a minute, but first let's simply go over what climbing is and how it works. Climbing in a Township Tale can be centered around three things: stamina, lunges, and standard climbing. Stamina has been changed in this update, meaning that it now only decreases when you're using your hands to move your body. If you stop moving your body via your hands, stamina doesn't go down. To recharge stamina, swing your hands around in wide arcs while you aren't climbing on anything. Lunges have been changed as well, seeming to be far easier on all weight classes than previous versions. To lunge, hold your hands in one position, then move them towards yourself and let go at the right time to be flung in the direction you were moving. Lastly is standard climbing. Standard climbing is exactly what you would expect when you hear the word climbing, and it works pretty similar to climbing in basically every other VR game, aside from the fact that you have to keep track of your stamina. Now on to miscellaneous changes. The visual and auditory effects of all the tower things have been completely redone, with even a new teleport animation added for the teleporters. These are, in my opinion, vastly superior to the old assets. On both platforms, the anvil stump no longer messes with the player's location when leaning on it, and the social tablet confirmation screen has been fixed. Turabatas can now attack down slopes better, and bows and slingshots no longer have the issues with the strings being detached. On PC, bag grabbing while climbing was significantly reduced, and the fog and LOD issues in the mines have been resolved. And that should be everything. Let me know if I missed something, and also, if you're a returning viewer, how do you like this whole 5 videos in a week thing? There is no way it's sustainable, but when the game is getting as much news as it is, I sort of have to do it. Anyway, with all that said, I'll see you around.